Hi again, Kara here from Wowzers. What we're transitioning into next in this particular clip is how you can take a look at your class and place students on a group path. So say for instance you know up front you've got your class loaded into Wowzers here, and you know in particular that some students do need to make an adjustment. In particular, they would need to go to a grade lower, something different, maybe a grade higher. I'm going to show you how to do that. So the students get accessed here by looking at the dashboard. Now say for instance we notice that Eddie and Abby here both are gifted mathematically. They're listed as fifth graders, but you know that they're ready for some higher grade work. So very simple, the procedure that you would have to do, those students that you want grouped together, you just simply come over to their little gray box here in the upper left-hand corner of that box and check them off. And notice there was a little bit of a flash there because the system at Wowzers knows that when a student gets checked off here, it is an indication that the student is being taken off the classroom path. So we're going to come down here also and do the same for Abby. Remember, those were the two students here that we wanted to take off the classroom path. So I'm going to scroll back up here to the top now, and you'll notice we've got a couple of options, but we do first things first. To set up your group, you want to first name it or create it. So we click on Create. Now in this particular group name, I am going to just pick, let's see, we're going to just call this group name 6 because we are actually going to, or I'm going to choose to move them onto some 6th grade standards. So you click on Create Group, Group Name, and then what I'm going to do here is click on this button that says Create a Custom Group. Now very easily it's going to gently lead us through the steps, and we did get a confirmation here kind of in the light mint green, successfully created custom group. So now down here notice that that group path is empty at this point. So what we can do, we're going to look at the buttons up here on the right hand, actually right above where it says drop new sections here. We're going to click on add new sections. And we've got access here, as you might remember from the demo, to kindergarten all the way through 8th grade. Now remember, what we wanted for Eddie and Abby was for them to move to 6th grade. So I'm going to click on 6 right here, and all of the 6th grade sections come alive listed right underneath here in the yellow. So now what I'm going to do is scroll down here, and I want to access, for our case, I do want our students to get into integer arithmetic, so here's what I do. First thing, click and hold on integer arithmetic, and I love this method. You can drag and drop it right into that student's learning path temporarily. The other thing that I want my students to do here is, again, off of the class path onto this group path, I want them to do absolute value and ordering. So I'm going to click and hold on 6, 7, and then drag and drop that right over into their learning path. Now since I'm going to stop there just for the sake of time and doing the training here, I'm going to do the next thing that is logical that must follow. So say we just want these two sections here. You must save the changes in order for the first step to take place here, for the students to experience that. And notice it does throw us right back into what that group path actually is. Now what we must do following this is go back onto, we're going to click on the dashboard here. And notice we're still in group mode. So something else to highlight as this loads over here. Notice that groups here, that tab is now highlighted, kind of brought to the front here in black. Now we chose to put the students on the group path, but what works best for our system is to select those students in the group. And then what we're going to do is select the activity that we want the students to move to, just to confirm that. We're going to click on 6, 4, the left-hand triangle, And we're going to drill down and pinpoint exactly where we want them to start. I'm clicking on that triangle again. Finally, clicking on the tryout here. And then I'm clicking on move here. And now once that is saved and it loads in, now the students were moved to that activity. So again, 3 large steps here. We group the students together, we set up their path, and then we confirmed it on the dashboard. Now in order to get back to your main home page here, remember we're going to click on this upper left-hand corner, the W, the yellow W, and then also this is an interesting step. Since we were taken off into the group, always important to come back to your classroom. And that's how you move students into groups.